episode. Now you got a 12 card garage. Why you pulling out your raps cards? Cause you nigga pussy in the bar. Tell you fucking talk to this hard. You a bitch, that's hard.
Okay, so this is my observation, right? Yeah, you know how in the zeitgeist, Marvel isn't really like special anymore after Endgame, right? Because like the whole thing kind of ended. Yo, classes.
Oh, my fucking leg.
Oh no! I mean that was kind of fucking hard.
I know, but these are good. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
They did for overstimulation.
Yeah, but anyway, like Marvel is kind of out of the zeitgeist now, right? No one thinks it's special, right? And their sense of like soy consumption is that complete absence of dedication, right? You know when like Game of Thrones ended, for example, and it had kind of a bad last season, right? All the fucking soy people stopped caring about Game of Thrones like instantly because they don't have no dedication. They have no dedication to anything they care about, and it wasn't poignant in the zeitgeist anymore. So Game of Thrones is over. It had a bad ending. It fell out of the zeitgeist, and now no one fucking cares about it, right? The same has kind of happened with Marvel. Like, even though it's still like the most popular franchise, it's not really what like.
I would argue it's still like one of the reasons why Marvel's still so popular and why the new Spider-Man movie got so much attention is because it feels like a return to normalcy from companies.
That's true. And also, no other movies are coming out.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting. They're not making interesting movies anymore. Because they're all trying to make the new Marvel, but they don't get it. None of them get it. You have to sign up it, right?
Even Marvel makers don't get it.
Marvel makers don't get it. I mean, they locked into it for a while, and then they did Endgame, and then they stopped locking into it because they want to do themes and resonate with people. But they can't do it the same way they used to because they are now critical of their themes, right? They're not just putting the exact theme they want in. They want to make it like fucking subtle, and they want to do fucking subtext, but it doesn't work. It never works because they're not good enough at making.
Well, no, it's because they're trying to make them a Marvel movie at the same time as trying to do that, which is not.
That's true. Right. Black Widow, fucking ass. Black Widow, one of the worst movies of all time. Are you fixed?
I don't know. It didn't click in or anything.
Oh.
But no, it just popped out again.
Oh no.
You can keep talking.
Anyway, so the Soys no longer care about Marvel. The soy people, they look at Marvel movies and go like, oh, that's old hat, right? We're so beyond it. And they feel as if that's personal growth, right? Well, it's not personal growth at all. It's just, that's not the zeitgeist anymore. The zeitgeist is pretending that you like movies. But they don't actually like any movies. They're not like, no, Frankie here watching like old Japanese films. They don't do that shit.
Or Young Sai, he's a real movie guy. Okay, I think I fixed it.
Yeah, they're all watching Squid Games or whatever fucking bullshit they're watching, right? And fucking Jidoko Kaisen, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
The new Marvel is Korean Netflix shows and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
That's the next Marvel, so I hope you're all ready for that.
Well, when it comes to the image of a soy person, right? When it comes to the image of someone who's way too influenced by media and who has no dedication, really, but rather has these impulsive fucking consumption habits, we should make milkshake.
Yeah, I was going to make milkshake for the next segment of.
Okay. Anyway, so when it comes to the image of what a soy person is, when you think about someone doing a soy face, their soy face.
I can't do a soy face.
Okay.
I literally don't know how to control my face muscles.
That's true.
Trying to smile
That's so true. Anyway, yeah, the image of a soy person still watches Marvel movies. So we have reached a phenomenon where the soy people who have no dedication stop caring.
Would you say it's a soy malacrum?
I would say it's a soy malacrum, right? So when the soy people have stopped caring about Marvel, they have now invented this imaginary person who's more soy than him, who still watches Marvel. So every person.
They haven't actually stopped watching Marvel, though.
They haven't stopped. They
just stopped being Marvel fans.
They stopped being excited about it, right? And they think that that's an improvement. They think watching something they're not excited about is an improvement over fucking being excited about Marvel. So in their head, there's now this toy person who's still excited about the new Spider-Man movie, and then they make fun of it. Everywhere on the internet, they make fun of that imaginary person, but that person doesn't exist, because to be simultaneously overexcited and non-dedicated, it's not possible, because the people who are not dedicated don't care about Marvel anymore.
I understand.
Yeah, this is my rant.
This is a good rant.
Yeah, I'm very mentally ill.
We're both mentally ill.
Yeah.
Young savage, why are you trapping so hard?
It's time to make a milkshake, lads. Don't know how to do it. I can't see shit in these shapes.
I'm gonna go for you.
Okay. Can you put them in the mirror?
Yeah.
There's a black thing dangling from the top of it. Put them in the black thing. 200 milliliters of milk.
I think it was 250 milliliters.
It is 250, I misspoke. I read it correctly, but I misspoke.
The milk is here.
The milk is here.
For the audience at home, I was stealing the tiny dance and none of you will ever get to see it because you're not here.
That was too much milk.
Fuck it, Crash.
No. Okay. None of you will ever see the tiny dance. Tiny dancer? I've never listened to that song, I just know it exists.
Yeah.
Ice cream. How is it possible to open things? How much ice cream do we need? 200 grams. How do we need a bowl?
You can put around the thing.
What?
Just put the thing in the scale and click the red button. And there goes the
So I'm
zero.
putting it in here?
Well,
I guess so. That's actually smart. I didn't even think about that. Oops. Can you like just put that shit somewhere? Okay.
hello, thank you.
Hey,
Have you heard about gremlin?
I haven't. What? Tell me about them.
You know what they love to do?
What do they love to do?
They love having babies.
We can't. We can't do this bit. We can't do this bit. We can't do this bit.
I can do the whole bit of checking how my face.
That's not how it works.
That's true. You're so
Wait, I
right.
want to try some of this ice cream.
Okay.
You want to try some ice cream?
Always.
It's actually kind of terrible, to be honest with you. It's fine? Okay.
That's better than most cheap ice creams.
I see.
I would say it's significantly better than most cheap ice creams.
Whatever they've put in there to make it soft, I feel like I don't like it.
That's fair. It doesn't have a great texture.
Yeah, the texture
But it tastes
is... Yeah,
good.
the taste's fine, it's mostly the texture that I don't like.
What do you think of me going hard to the fucking OST?
It's good.
Nice. I only have 8 grams.
Wait, what?
It's more. It's 192 grams.
You mean 250?
200 grams. 250 milliliters of milk, 200 grams. Yeah, we make a halfway functional person and put together.
That's about right.
Yeah. I can clean the spoon up.
You're just gonna eat the ice cream.
Yeah.
I see. Would you mind putting this back in the freezer while I prepare the food processor? Okay. I do not understand how this thing works.
Oh no.
That's something I have to start with.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that out. Oops. Okay. It's definitely plugged in. No, it's not. I plugged the wrong bloody thing in. That would explain why it wasn't coming on. Yeah, I want to turn on. It has a safety feature. We need to put this on, I think. Okay. Now it works. It's a good start. Okay, alright, let's put this in. Okay.
It's really vanilla as supposed to be.
You think that's good?
Maybe. I'm
I
fucking it.
wonder if it says on the recipe. Until smooth, it says. So we have to say it's smooth. That looks fairly smooth to me.
Is it smooth?
I think that's smooth.
That looks pretty smooth, yeah.
Okay. So we just pour it then?
Sure.
I'm worried about the thing happening where all the ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
It looks smooth too.
It does look smooth. No, I'm worried about.
Oh, you can keep it a bit and
I
see.
think we're fine.
No, don't take this out with it.
Oh, we're fine, we're fine.
Okay.
We're just about fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Avoid it disaster.
Cups.
But you can't pour it with the finger.
No, you can. See?
Okay.
Physics works out. The physics works out. Should we just pour it back in here?
No.
Okay. This is not smooth.
Oh, smooth enough.
This is so scuffed. What the fuck?
This is awful.
Okay.
Shake.
Milkshake, sure. I guess technically that's a milkshake.
Technically, yeah.
Is this what you wanted?
No.
What did you want?
I don't know. It has too much milk and not
It
enough
has
shake,
too
I
much
think.
milk and not enough shake.
Yeah.
I still think I'm blaming that ice cream. I think whatever they put in there to make it soft has made it too soft.
Maybe. I mean, this to me seems expected for it to much more.
I see. I've never made an ice cream before. I mean, a milkshake.
You said that you had.
I did. That's true. Oh yeah. I've made a milkshake like twice.
You said they were good.
It was really good.
Yeah. I don't think this qualifier is really good. I think this qualifier is really
this
good.
does not qualify as really good.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to finish this.
I can finish it.
Did I take my meds?
No. Actually, I don't remember you taking meds.
I don't think I did.
But you can't have like a proper mood as well.
That's true.
No.
I have to take my meds with a meal, guys. We both have to take our meds with meals.
Yeah.
This is the high quality content you subscribed for, right? We should have blended up some Cocoa Pops in it.
I think that would have made it better. I don't think that would have made it better. Can you pour the last thing in the thing? Because there's still a thing in the thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're way more ice cream filled than I am.
I just like sugar.
You like sugar a lot.
Yeah.
I see. When did I wake up? 6, right? 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30.
We're talking PM here. I'm trying to calculate when it's a good idea to have my monster because I had a caffeine pill this morning. These are the two genders.
Yeah, white
Green
monster.
monster and white
Yeah.
monster.
That's so true.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a lot of milkshake that you're drinking right now, I feel like.
Gremlin mode.
Gremlin mode?
Yeah.
It's just quite a lot of dairy as well.
I have no limits on how much sweets I can consume.
I see.
I can consume unlimited sweets.
I can also consume unlimited sweets, but not without consequence.
I think I just don't notice the consequences.
I ate 2 bowls of cereal
Yeah.
plus a milkshake. That's a lot of milk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if
I'm
it's a good
I
thing.
don't have a mood intolerance. or
Neither do
anything.
I. I don't think I did. I thought I did for a while, but I think I was just paranoid.
Yeah. I remember that entire arc.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, hey, if you just randomly develop lactose intolerance, maybe you should want to go get that checked out
Yeah.
for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I'm not actually lactose intolerant.
But that's because you kept saying that, but I read that a lot of people develop lactose intolerance in their late teens
Yeah.
and 20s.
Well, but also that can be a sign of like a bunch of shit.
I see.
Yeah.
Now I'm producing lactase. I'm producing lactase in my stomach. That's the enzyme that breaks down lactose that lactose intolerant people don't produce.
Yeah.
You probably knew that already.
I know you actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm smart. I'm a genius.
Yeah, you know facts.
I know. I love your passion for facts.
That's the best comment you've ever said.
Yeah, someone left a comment on Clink Deep Ecology.
Of all things.
Of all fucking episodes of the No Thank You show. Someone left a comment on Clink Deep Ecology which said, and I quote, "I love your passion for facts."
Yeah, should we show them the artifact?
What's the artifact?
You know, T1. T1.
Oh, the artifact.
Yeah.
I don't think we should show them the artifact.
Well,
I think the artifact will naturally come into play.
Okay.
When the artifact is activated, when the time comes and the artifact, when the time is correct and the artifact becomes active, when the prophecy is fulfilled,
Yeah.
and the day of reckoning is upon us, the artifact will be in view. I think I need to change the coils on this fucking vape.
It doesn't feel like it needs to change the coils.
It doesn't?
Not to me.
Okay.
But like I change the coils when I start tasting smoke.
Yeah, that's what I do too. But I'm worried that I'm starting to taste a little bit, but I'm not sure.
Let me check. It appears on the camera the blue cloud. I'm not tasting smoke. I mean, it feels weird in the throat.
You can skip flames. You can make yourself lag.
Yeah.
Whoa. If you look,
I mean, it feels weird in the throat, but I can't taste the smoke.
I see.
Maybe you should change the coils.
Okay. Where's my coils?
I don't know.
I think they're underneath the safer coil.
Yeah, like the vape coils are underneath the safe coil. That's a fucking title.
My coils are underneath the safer coil.
Yeah.
I can't see them actually. Are they next to the choker? Maybe they're with the maid outfit.
The maid outfit isn't even here.
Wait, they're next to the estrogen.
The maid maybe they're next to the antidepressants.
Oh yeah, they're next to the antidepressants actually. Oh yeah, they were actually next to the antidepressants. I'm running out. I'm not running out that much. This shit is a pain to change the coils. I shouldn't have refilled it.
Oh.
Because now it's all just gonna go everywhere. Oh, advanced fucking strats. Are you ready for my...
Yo, you're gonna pull it out?
I'm gonna pull it out. I actually do this quite often.
Yo, that's fucking strats.
You squeeze it, you put it in.
Yo, you're so fucking cool.
I'm so cool.
You're so fucking cool.
Right, that's about as much as I can get.
Yeah, this is just how we live, by the way.
Oh, you haven't seen nothing. You haven't seen fucking anything, guys.
I mean, this is most of it, to be fair.
No, most of it. No, the thing we're missing. Here's the
the
thing we're fucking missing.
live stream fails clip.
Yeah, live stream fails clip. This is the bit we're missing.
Hey Alexa.
This is React content now. You're on camera if you don't. I don't know if you want to be on camera or
I
not.
don't really want to be on camera. I haven't showered
This is
in 3 days.
extremely low quality though.
That's
I'm
right, that's
filming in
true.
the lowest possible quality on my...
I have not showered in 3 days.
I don't think I've showered in like 2 days.
You've corrupted me into not showering.
Showering is like, it's
You've
actually
made
a
me
scam.
stinky. You've made me stinky.
Whose channel are we posting this on?
I fucking know.
I guess mine, because I have more viewers than you. I don't know what it feels like to be a
200 subscribers.
sub Andy.
Yeah. Given that you're like a 600 sub Andy.
Listen, I don't mean to brag. 604 actually.
Yeah, I'm actually at like 205, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 million plays on Spotify.
But
These are artery forceps. These are used in surgery. When you have an artery, here's what you like forcep it. You pinch it closed with like a clamp, and it like clamps together, and there's like it ratchets together with these things, so you can like clamp it shut. And I use them for changing my vape liquid. Or my vape coils.
well, the most of what we do is just lay down and watch shitty YouTube videos. That's most of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be watching more anime, but you don't.
I'm not in gaming. I can
You
always
can gaming,
Not
yeah.
always gaming. I can gaming a lot of the time.
I see.
I could gaming right now, in fact.
You could.
Yeah,
I
like
want to
gaming
watch. I want to
courses.
watch anime with Plunder
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I haven't watched anime with Plunder in like literally years.
I mean, it can't be more than a year.
It might. I don't know how time works.
I mean, a year ago, you know, still.
What?
I mean, a year ago was like New Social Club era. And then
I see.
Definitely watching stuff.
This is all lore so deep that none of you know it because it's only for...
Maybe New Social Club was more than a year ago.
The Denver Schism has occurred, and none of you even know.
None of you even fucking
None
know.
of you even know about the Denver Schism. The Great Denver Schism of 2022.
Yeah. It's lore too deep.
It's lore too deep for YouTube.
Yeah.
But, it's real. And it's happening. There's been so much evolution in Denpers.
Yeah. I mean, there's a new Denpa who dropped who hasn't really been posting.
Who's the new Denpa?
Molly. She made a really cool vlog.
Did she?
Yeah, but it was a Nightwalk vlog, so you couldn't watch it.
I get nervous watching Nightwalk vlogs. They make me anxious because if you do a Nightwalk out here in the ends, you get stabbed. Oh yeah, we need to wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
New coil? Yes. I always do 10 minutes to be extra safe.
Same.
Well, we've been recording for 20 minutes. I guess we did make and drink 2 milkshakes.
Yeah.
Ugh. You want to do it like this time tomorrow? Yeah, sure.
I mean, this time tomorrow we'll be asleep, probably.
I mean, who knows?
Who fucking knows?
Literally, who knows?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the camera off until we have something to say.
Okay.
We got monsters.
We got monsters. Okay, so remember when a couple of days ago I had the idea for a RuneScape card game?
I remember that.
Yeah, and then that evolved into a RuneScape fucking tower defense game.
Yeah.
Now that has evolved into this game that's tentatively titled Dungeon Defense.
Okay.
This is the lore, right? Once upon a time in like a previous age, you had like these fucking wizards or whatever the fuck who sealed a bunch of like monsters into artifacts, right? But that has created like a dual-edged paradox or whatever, where the humans want artifacts because they're like weapons and shit, right? But also they're the monsters are in them and the monsters want out.
Yeah.
So you're... I don't know, I'm not 100% on this idea, but like you're one of the artifact monster creatures who has awakened in a dungeon, right? And your goal is basically to survive, right? And your special ability is to like summon these goblin dudes or whatever the fuck, right? So you have these goblin dudes who are like mining shit and excavating new artifacts, and then you can combine those artifacts in ways to like summon monsters and shit. So you can basically set up a dungeon that you like mine out, and then your mines are at the end of the dungeon where you get the artifacts or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And you basically have like tons of monsters, and you can make like summon boss monsters and shit, right? Just have a fucking whole squad. And 10 like human hero adventure types will just come into the dungeon sometimes and fuck around and start killing your monsters, killing your guys, killing your squad. But till respawn is fine. But your goal is that they don't reach the end, because then they'll kill you.
Yeah. And
then the game's over.
So the strat would be put your mines deep into the caverns and put combat guys close to the front.
Basically, the mines are just like a gimmick.
Oh, I see.
They're where you send your guys in, basically.
Okay.
So that's like a resource management aspect.
Yeah.
Because your goblin guys can also fight, but that's like only a thing in the early game.
Okay.
That's not a thing in the late game.
Yeah, once you get leveled or scaled.
Yeah. You'll have other guys, and the goblin guys don't really matter. They all just go into the mines.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And also at some point, if your dungeon has like enough artifact bosses, whatever, it'll evolve into raid tier, and then like that'll go into the hard mode, basically. The game will flip.
Yeah, there's a difficulty spike.
Yeah. Basically, once you have scaled enough to like outscale the early game, the game will flip. There will be like 40 guys coming into your dungeon and fucking your shit up. Yeah, that's the idea.
Sounds like a good idea. You gonna make it or just theorize about it?
I don't know. I wanted to make a tower defense game for ages.
Yeah.
So I might eventually make it. I don't have like that many ideas gameplay wise too. I just had the concept because I was thinking about a RuneScape game.
I think it could be good, and a tower defense game's not too difficult to make, I feel like.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. Like, I should be able to make one easy.
In like Godot or something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've had an idea for ages of like a Toho-like game where it's like cute anime girls, you know?
Yeah.
But like, the idea was originally to, like, I was like, I should make a visual novel, but I was like, I don't want to make a fucking visual novel. But like you know how Toho has like characters with personalities, but they're also just like floating dots, dodging just pure gameplay.
Yeah.
But like, there's no, like Toho has absolutely zero ludonarrative consonants.
Yeah.
Like it goes from like, there's characters in like the short cutscenes, and then just like it doesn't matter. Like the gameplay is just a different game. Like I wanted to do something like that, but it might even end up being a Toho fan game.
I mean, you don't like bullet hell stuff.
Yeah, but I like Toho, and most Toho fans don't like the games.
Really?
I like the doujins.
Yeah.
I like the Toho characters. I especially like Zun's art and music, obviously. I love the Toho music.
Yeah. I like playing Toho games. I should play more of two. Then I got annoyed at like, oh, the right way to play Toho is to never die or whatever, and it's like, that sounds gay as fuck.
Yeah, that is gay as fuck. But yeah, I don't like bullet hells that much. But my idea was to make it a marble game, because I like marble games, and they're also easy to make. They're like the easiest 3D games to make. And I like, basically they're magical girls. I mean, this has already sort of been done. There's a game called Celestial Hacker Girl Jessica, which is, it's not really similar, but it is about a magical girl, and it's a marble game, but it's like set in like cyberspace, like vaporwave cyberspace type thing. Like this would be set in like the Noiseverse, basically. If it wasn't Toho, it would be
Noiseverse the room.
What? No, the Noiseverse from the Noiseverse wiki.
Oh, okay.
Have you read the Noiseverse wiki?
Probably, if it's the one that I remember.
The wiki that I made with the like magic systems and vampires and stuff. Yeah. It would be set in that world. But yeah, and it would be like some weird gimmick where they turn into marbles as like magical girls.
I love the new stage in the ball game.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm playing a ball game. If the balls go down.
Dotsmite can't get enough of balls.
Yeah, this is true. This is known.
But yeah, that's basically the gimmick, and it would just be a marble game.
Look at how
but
bouncy they are.
They are very bouncy.
They're so bouncy.
Yeah, it'd be a marble game, but then it would have like some cute girls. I could actually make this game.
Yeah.
There's like, it's actually doable. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I could do it if I wanted to. Yeah. So myself and Carla. Oh, am I not supposed to say?
My name's public, and who cares?
All right, myself and Dotsmite over here. Neither of us are particularly big fans of the concept of objective morality, or would you say you're a moral nihilist?
I would say I'm a moral nihilist.
I'm also a moral nihilist. Now, I've seen this fucking meme going around. I mean, it's mostly in Marxist-Leninist, Tanky, all these retards, saying stuff like, oh, moral nihilists only exist until you point a gun at their face, then suddenly they stop being moral nihilists and they think you're being bad. Oh, ha ha ha. And it's like, okay, but my philosophy and my animal instincts don't have to be in perfect agreement, right? Like in the same way I can walk up to a 10-meter diving board. I know that it's fairly safe to jump off the diving board, but I'm still scared to jump off the diving board because I have animal instincts in my fucking amygdala, right? But philosophically, ontologically, I don't know why I said that, but like according to my knowledge of the world in my conscious brain, I know that it's fine to jump off that diving board.
It's like fucking airplanes.
It's like aeroplanes. Wait, in what way is it like aeroplanes?
Like airplanes are like the most safe form of transport, but they're like also the thing that people are the most afraid of.
That's true, and also and the same with roller coasters too, right? Yeah. But it's also because airplane crashes are super well publicized. But then airplane crashes are super well publicized because people are most. You're right. Yeah, it's like airplanes, like Dotsmite said. Very clever. Like just because you know something logically, or just because you believe something in your conscious brain, oh well, and in that case, why are Christ cucks fucking scared to die if you're just gonna go to heaven, right? Some people aren't scared to die, like Dotsmite over here, who claims to have no fear of death, which is
I'm not saying I don't have any fear of death. I just say like I don't have a fear of death as like a concept.
I see. I don't know what that means, but
that means like I'm not like oh, I'm going to die someday and now I'm afraid. Like, if I was actively dying, I would be scared.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared because I'm going to die someday, you know?
I'm not either unless I'm going a bit insane.
That's true,
I was yesterday when I suddenly got really scared because I remembered I would die. But normally I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my point. My point is just because I'm scared of the immediate threats of death due to fucking amygdala doesn't invalidate the philosophical, logical truths of moral nihilism.
Hey, so I've seen Bloom. Have you seen Bloom Into You? Because
I haven't seen Bloom Into You. No, I haven't.
Bloom Into You is fucking garbage, and I think you would agree with me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because I looked at it and I thought that looks like fucking garbage.
No, let me tell you why Bloom Into You is awful.
Please.
So alright, so basically, Bloom Into You, there's this bitch, and she's like schizoid as fuck or whatever, and she's just like, oh, boy confessed to me, but it wasn't like in a shoujo manga, so I guess I'm just not gonna feel anything ever. And then she just like, I don't know, starts hanging out with this one bitch, and she's like kind of creepy and possessive, and is like, oh, I'm in love with you, ha, even though I don't really know you at all. And she's like, I'm not really that interested, I don't know. And then she's like, okay, but like I'm just gonna like act creepy and manipulative you in general. And then there's this other bitch, and she's like to main girl, now she's paying attention to you, I'm jealous of you, fuck you. And it's just straight teen melodrama in the most like bullshit way ever, and I hate it. It's one of the worst things I've seen in my fucking life.
Better in the manga, at least.
What?
It gets better in the manga, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the anime left a really bad impression, but, I mean, you're the manga person, so I trust you.
The start is fucking garbage, it gets way better at the end.
Okay,
yeah. And Pages ends.
Yeah.
Pages ends right when it's getting actually fucking readable.
I see.
Yeah.
Dodesmite is
yeah, I guess you know.
So, the first show on here that I haven't seen is the one right next to Flip Flappers.
I haven't seen Princess Principal.
Okay. I haven't seen Princess Principal, and I don't remember what it's like, so I'm down to watching it.
Alright, I have no idea what the one next to Flip Flappers is either.
Yeah.
I actually, I have no idea what the one on the bike is.
It's whatever.
It's whatever?
I forgot what it's called, but I saw the first half of the show, like a few months ago, and it's like, whatever.
Okay. I know the next one's Konohana Kitan. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That one's good. It's a manga time Kurokawa adaptation, so it's good. But I dropped it because it was bad.
Okay. What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So are we watching? How are we gonna find out what the fuck this show is called?
Just go on charts and shit until we find it. Just go on like the Girls Love fucking tag on Mal.
You can just screenshot like the particular thing because it's fairly highly compared to the first image search.
Okay, I'll do that. And if that doesn't work, I'll go on the Girls Love tag in Mal. I found the show. It's Shumatsu no Izetsu. After Germany invaded a neighboring country in 1939, Europe spiraled into a devastating war. During the war, Germany set its sights on a weak allied country, boasting a possibly military and having achieved a first success early in the war. It was expected that Germany would counter Edward with ease. Matters were only made worse for the whole country when rebels shouted to their princess Overton Phineas to defend it from Eselskite, as she is heading to a crucial meeting with Britannia. But yet when a concurrent German-Indian transport mission goes awry, Izetta, the last butcher alive, escapes. When she recognizes Princess Fine from her childhood, Izetta rescues her from the German-Indian soldiers by taking her use of her magical abilities. Now reunited with the princess, Izetta plays to protect Elizabeth from Germania. With the last surviving witch in their arsenal, Elizabeth hopes to turn to dance for against the Imperial War diet. So this looks terrible.
Yeah. Let's try it anyway, though.
Okay. I got it on 9 Anime.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't share your screen. Hold on.
Oh wait, yeah, that's what people normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pirate anime. What you gonna do, YouTube? You gonna arrest me for pirating anime? Oh, you're gonna lock me up? Oh, that will only make me harder. I'm gonna close my window real quick.
Mental illness out there.
Mental illness. You should be excited for my next album, Men Had a Moment, coming soon.
What is it going to sound like?
Imagine every sound.
Imagine Lucky but that's to accept it's Mario Shooter.
Yeah, Akiba Trapstar Connect, except it was made by Mario Judah, featuring the RZA, the Jizza, the ODB, Inspect the Deck, You God, The Baby.
Tell the baby.
It's very much a The Baby style album. We got the Rick and Morty bong.
Character Shark.
The artifact.
The legendary.
The legendary artifact.
Old lady.
You feel like an old lady.
Yeah.
Don't put him in the clips.
I can put him in the clips.
Okay.
He's been in clips. He just doesn't like his face in clips.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
This is Rick and Morty. Yo, this is a banger. They must be playing Musbo on the radio.
Of choral work, He Had a Dream.
Hey.
Elegy for Martin Luther King by
This shit kind of bang, you know. Go, come here. Don't fucking start. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, turn it up, turn it up. You don't like that type? I like that type of music, actually, genuinely.
Do you also listen to fucking Cool to Love for like an hour?
Yeah, I listen to the Cool to Love for an hour.
Yeah.
Cool to Prayer.
You haven't listened to any harsh noise.
What?
You haven't listened to any harsh noise.
Oh, yeah,
Harsh noise.
we haven't. That's because harsh noise is kind of, to me, no, my feet, my disgusting gremlin feet.
Disgusting criminal feet.
To me, harsh noise is more of an individualistic experience, you know?
That's true.
Can we start the fucking game, please?
Stop the game. Stop the game.
Stop the game?
Begin the game.
Begin the game, okay.
Yo!
What are you yelling about?
The game began.
The game began. New game.
Began.
New game. We're playing Shadow of the Colossus on the PS2 Slim. What the fuck? You were like, I'm gonna put some music on. You scrolled through 20 Bangladeshi channels, and then literally just sounds of the souls of the damned.
It's good music.
Okay, you can take it from the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how there's like a global chip shortage, especially with regards to graphics cards? And it's been going on for how long? Like
2 years.
Like 2 years, maybe 2.5 at a stretch.
Yeah.
And
It hasn't been 2.5 years.
It hasn't been?
Yeah.
So about 2 years.
Yeah, like at the start of 2020, like that's when it started.
About 2 years. And it's not really showing any signs of slowing down. In fact, chips are getting more expensive to my knowledge. Although some chip manufacturers...
I mean, I think it's showing some signs of slowing down because like people are just building like next generation stuff right now. It seems like, I think.
They're not. The NVIDIA and AMD both released what's it called? Like mid-range chips, like lower range chips.
Yeah.
Graphic cards, I mean.
Yeah, but like I think like right now the researchers are going to like next gen stuff. It seems like.
What do you mean?
I don't fucking remember exactly what the details were. I just kind of like there's like some future investments being done or whatever.
That's retarded.
That's retarded.
Here's my point. There's been a chip shortage for like 2 years. This looks like it's going to become a recurring occurrence. A recurrence, one might say. This is not the last time this is going to happen. Nor is it the first time it has happened, but it's the first time it's happened on this scale. And yet, video game manufacturers, software companies have made zero effort to optimize their products for lower-end computers because they just assume, well, if you can't afford a fucking graphics card, then you don't deserve to play our game or whatever. This is the fucking shit I'm talking about. There's literally been a graphics card shortage for 2 years, and the software industry just ignores it as if it's not a real thing. Because they're funded by rich investors and fucking, as usual, market supply and demand are just not correlated at all. There's no fucking demand for high-end games that no one can run, except the illusion of demand, based on stuff like marketing hype, and yet they still get pumped out. It's silly, really.
So web browsers, we all know, incredibly bloated. There's not really any ones that are particularly great. I use Qt Browser as my daily driver web browser, but because Qt Browser is kind of an independent project, blah, 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 I have to have Firefox installed. I almost never have to use Firefox, but sometimes sites break in Qt Browser, or I want the more advanced ad blocking capabilities or tracker blocking capabilities that come with Firefox add-ons or whatever. Also Tor for connecting to the Tor network, and a Gemini browser, a Gopher browser. Well, I use this browser that can do Gemini and Gopher, but I have a bunch of web browsers on my computer, and some of you might think that's silly, but here's my opinion. When web browsers were conceived as a thing, connecting to the internet was one process. It was connecting to a server and downloading text files, pretty much, that would have to be rendered. The internet is no longer that. It's so many different things and so much broad different things. I think it would actually be better to have a whole bunch of different programs, each of which specifies just doing one particular thing on the internet. So, for example, watching videos back like they used to do back in the 90s on Real Player, but now we have MPV and YTDLP and stuff like that. So, you have one thing for rendering videos. Why should my web browser render images when I have already got an image viewer on my computer? Or why not just do it like W3M does, where or as in like a different program could render the images and just display them on the web page, or display them however I want to display them. If I want to listen to audio, why do I have to listen to it in why do I have to have a Firefox that has a built-in audio player when I already have an audio player? Why do I need two things to do the same thing? It's silly. Just because one's on the internet and one's on my computer, well, when you stream something from the internet, it downloads to your computer. Like that's how you can stream anything. So you can't render a web page without having the web page on your computer for a brief while, at least in the cache or whatever. So I think that the idea of a web browser is kind of outdated for a more old school web that was only text pages, and that's why web browsers are so bloated now, because the web is no longer this one thing, but a whole bunch of different technologies that all need to talk to each other. And instead of following the Unix philosophy and having each program that does that very well, we have this one monolithic program called a web browser that has to do all of them and does none of them really very well. And there's browsers like Brave, which are even worse, because they're like, well, we also do ad blocking and we also do web torrents and stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, I have my own programs to do those things. I wish there was even Surf, the supposedly suckless web browser, is not good at this. Like, there is no program that does this, which kind of sucks, but I'm not smart enough to build a fucking web browser, so, but that's how it should be, I think. You should have different programs to access different parts of the internet. Does that make more sense? I feel like it makes more sense. I'm gonna speak honestly with you right now. No idea what the fuck you just... Oh, fucking hell. What's that? What is that? What's that mean? Yeah, I learned that from back when I was aquatic too. Oh, fucking hell. What is it? What's the special thing there? I don't understand. I don't think I can do that. Nah, I don't have that muscle. Whatever the fuck you have, I ain't got it. But listen, I'm about to watch a movie called The Empty Man. The Empty Man. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I guess I'll tell you if it's any good. Okay, go on.
So we just watched The Empty Man, the animated movie.
The movie. It wasn't an anime.
It wasn't an anime, but
Definitely
it was
not.
the animated movie.
It wasn't animated either.
It wasn't animated, but it was an anime.
It wasn't an anime. What are you talking about?
Anyway, so we watched this movie, The Empty Man.
Yes, because I was watching Red Letter Media yesterday, and Jay talked about the Empty Man. He said, he introduced it by saying, speaking of things which are too long, and I think I agree with that. But basically he was talking about it, and then Dotsmite over here was like, we should watch that movie.
And then I just kept saying that over and over again every hour.
Which is how you have to convince me to do anything.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can be convinced to do things, so it's fine.
But it was the first movie in ages that was like actually interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, watch that movie.
Yeah.
What did you think of that movie? No, thank you.
I thought it was okay.
I liked the movie. No, it's right about the philosophical subtext.
We just had a discussion about this, and I guess we're doing the same discussion.
We're doing the mystery story discussion.
Okay, but why are you asking me about the philosophical subtext
I just wanted to be able to give a recap.
Okay, here's the recap of the Empty Man. It starts off as like it's a bait and switch movie, right? Like it's kind of like Cabin in the Woods almost. You know, like it's a horror movie that you think it's one type of horror movie, and then it becomes a different type of movie than what you were marketed it as. So at the beginning, it's supposed to be a movie kind of like The Bye-Bye Man or The Candy Man, like go to the bridge and blow on a bottle and think his name 3 times and he will appear. On the first night you hear him, on the second night you see him, and on the third night he comes for you. Like one of those cheesy Slender Man type movies. But then before although it is just that beat for beat for the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Like 40 minutes.
Like 40 minutes. This movie's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
For the
it's not 2.5 hours, it's 2 hours.
2 hours long, yeah.
And like 5 minutes or something. Yeah.
For the first 40 minutes of the movie, it's one of those movies with high school teens and everything.
Yeah.
But then, spoiler alert, they all die, and it just becomes it becomes like a psychological horror about philosophical nihilism and a cult. And this is the thing that convinced Dotsmite to watch the movie, is that it transitions between 5 different genres.
Yeah.
Like it starts off as a Slender Man type movie, then it becomes like a detective conspiracy thriller, and then it becomes like a Cabin in the Woods movie very briefly, before going back to being. Then it's sort of like a psychological horror, what is real, what's in the character's imagination, what's them going insane, what's real, and then it becomes at the end like a very abstracted, still psychological horror, but like more philosophical and out there and weird.
Yeah.
But the main, obviously it's called The Empty Man, and monsters in horror movies always represent something, and the monster in this horror movie seems to represent philosophical nihilism, and they describe it as spreading like a virus, and they describe it in a lot of ways that make it seem very bad. Like, for example, there's a fucking cult. The main bad guys of the movie chant mantras about nothing is real. If it is real, you could never observe it. If you could observe it, you could never communicate it. If you could communicate it, it could never be understood. Stuff like that. And the sort of cult leader goes on a big spiel about Nietzsche, and how nothing is real and stuff. But then at the end of the movie, the cult was right the whole time, basically.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing, what the movie's trying to tell you, because it's I suppose if I was to narrow it down to what makes the most logical sense, it's nihilism is really scary and bad, but also unfortunately just true. So do with that what you do, whatever that you want with that information. And I'm that's kind of not a very interesting conclusion to come to. So I don't know.
Yeah, the thing about the movies, it's very well directed.
It's very well directed. So the pacing, the pacing of editing, shot to shot editing and stuff, is really it's really good. There's some good uses of discontinuous editing to put you on in a sense of unease and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool visual gimmicks.
Yeah.
I like
every fucking horror movie gimmick in the book, from glitch effects. I'm not a fan of glitch effects.
No, the glitch effects were kind of lame.
Yeah.
The wobbly effects were the worst.
The wobbly effects were really bad. You know that scene in Fight Club where it goes we are all singing, all dancing trash. They do that effect 5 times. It's really annoying.
They did have one really cool.
They had a really cool
really cool visual effects.
Yeah. They had the VFX in this movie are great. The monster is always obscured mostly, so you can never really get a good view of him.
The fire scene. With the parallax of
Oh
the
yeah,
sky.
yeah, that was fucking
dope.
sick.
Then the zoom in scene with the,
Yeah.
with the forest was dope. And I really like the skeleton piercing the veil.
I thought that was a lame visual metaphor.
But he wears the veil too. Does he pierce?
I know, but that doesn't even. What does that mean?
I don't know. It looked cool.
They were trying to do something.
Yeah.
It did look cool.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. But I mean, yeah, I can't say it wasn't an interesting. It was a very. I haven't seen a movie really like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of made me want to rewatch Under the Silver Lake again because that's the best conspiracy thriller I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And there's also, wasn't there like references to stuff that I caught or something like that?
Which what?
Like, am I tripping? Firstly, the high school they go to is called Jacques Derrida High School. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that.
They go to Jacques Derrida High School. So the nihilist cult that are the bad guys of the movie, they at one point they have the main character fill out a questionnaire, and I paused it. Like, you only see the questions for a brief minute, but I paused it to look at them, and it was a bunch of questions like, gender is a spectrum. A woman could have a penis just as much as a man can.
Yeah.
Menstruation isn't a good definition of womanhood. And I was like, what are they saying that is the director a TERF? Or are they saying that, like...
The director is male, so you can't be a TERF.
Is the director a
It's a transphobe. That's
a
the word.
transphobe? Like, there's a bunch of stuff about postmodernism and nihilism and Tibetan Buddhism in this movie. And
none of it means anything.
None of it means anything.
Yeah.
It's all just set decoration. I don't know. That stuff frustrates me. I feel like if you're gonna directly put a reference to a philosopher or like anything like that in your movie, you have to have something to say about it. Like, don't just do it for like that would be like making a 4-hour-long YouTube video and just throwing in a reference to an old silent surrealist film just for aesthetic reasons. Like, who would do that?
Yeah. Anyway. The tension starts now.
Oh,
this is the section of the tension.
Okay,
starts.
I see.
So, Tempty Man was also a mystery movie, right?
A bit of it. Some of it was a mystery movie.
I mean, it had the essential characteristics of a mystery story too, which are, one, there's something that you don't know, and two, the story ends when you find out the thing that you don't know at the start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why is Tempty Man, basically. That's the thing.
Well, no, the mystery of the mystery movie is where's the girl?
I mean, no, because it starts off with the mountain people.
Yeah, but that's just that's a cold open.
That's true.
The actual movie, like if it was a normal detective movie, the question would be, I have to find the girl that's missing.
Yeah,
right?
but it's all tied to Tempty Man. Right?
It is all tied. Yeah. The actual reveal of the girl is not the ending.
Yeah.
That's like it's purposely an anticlimax.
Yeah.
Which is pretty well done, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because again, the film transitions very cleverly between genres. Like, it starts as you start off with who's the empty man, whoa, and then it becomes a conspiracy thriller. And it's like, what's this Tavistock Institute or whatever the fuck it's called? Like it's a mixture of stuff that's done really well, but then I feel like it's kind of it's a bit of an empty man itself. It's a bit of a nothing burger, you know.
Oh, yeah, and you know the problem I have with most mystery stories these days.
No, I have no idea.
You have never heard this rant before once in your life. The problem is that generally nothing happens in the second act. This is essentially my problem with most mystery stories these days. And the best example for it is 20th Century Boys, which you haven't read, so I can just go up about it and you can't contradict me anywhere.
Okay.
Okay, so the point of the 20th Century Boys manga, right, is that there's it's a very similar type of like story in parts. Because basically at the start it's like established that there's this cult-like thing, right? And then the mystery is like, what does this cult represent for the main characters? Because it's tied to their like childhood events, right? So throughout the entire story, basically, you find out various details from their childhood which connect back to the cult, which just spirals out of control basically endlessly, while they spiral inward into like specific childhood memories and stuff. And then reveal is that the ultimate fucking guy, whoever he was basically like the most forgettable person from their childhood. It's kind of like a cool story, right? But the mystery of it is completely irrelevant. It doesn't have to exist. It doesn't go anywhere, really, because like the things that are happening aren't tied to you not knowing who the fucking cult leader is, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's no connection between the actual events happening and the fact that you don't know who the cult leader is. Or are you getting bored?
I'm not getting bored, I'm just stimming.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
also have no context for what the Century Boys is.
so, for example, the reason why Gentleman is tolerable as a mystery even, is that it actually goes places. Like, the things you learn are things that actually matter and give more context to the events at play, right? It's not just like, hey, you don't know this, let me dick tease you for an entire act about, hey, like I said, this is like 20th Century Boys. At the end of like the first part of the story, the main character finds out who the villain is, right, basically. And then it just transitions into a completely different story, basically. And you don't find out who the villain was, even though the main character knew it, right? Even though it had no consequence in the actual story. The manga just doesn't tell you who the villain was. And once you eventually find out who the villain was, there's a new guy, right? Who's also a mystery. Just completely pointless. Just makes the story worse.
I see.
I feel like I'm pretty incoherent right now.
I just sat through a movie, so my brain's kind of broken.
Yeah.
This happens to me.
Oh no.
That's fine. It's not broken in a bad way. I'm just movie mode. I just have to recover a little bit.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at minimal software builds.
Yeah, minimal software.
I've ended up looking at minimal software.
Wow, minimal.
Look at it. Look at how minimal it is.
Yeah.
A pixel editor? Need me one of those. Never made pixel art in my life.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, like, our disagreement is really about Get Out, the movie Get Out.
I like
Not Get Out, fucking Inside Out, or whatever it's... Knives Out.
Knives Out, yeah.
There's too many movies without that.
I thought Knives Out was good. We didn't think Knives Out was good.
I didn't
we
like
had like an hour-long argument about multi-hour-long argument about this. But it's because I couldn't remember anything that fucking happened in Knives Out. All I remembered was that I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I liked that it sort of, in a sense, played with the... Like, I felt like it kind of played with the meta of detective stories almost. Like, it was like very overtly... It was like a detective story that's aware that you've seen other detective stories before.
Yeah, but it didn't do it in an interesting way, because it didn't fix the main problem with modern detective stories, which is that there's nothing that happens in between, like, setting the mystery up and revealing the mystery.
I don't think nothing happened. Loads of stuff happened.
Loads of things happened, but none of them are relevant to the mystery, which is why I don't remember them. Because none of them matter.
I don't even barely remember the fucking mystery.
Okay, so here's what happens in Knives Out. This old guy dies.
I have very vague memories of movies and stuff.
Yeah. The detective comes and goes like, hey, I'm going to interview all of these people about why the old man died.
Yeah.
And then you basically find out every relevant piece of information at that point in time. And then the second act is just learning more about like the social context.
Yeah.
And so on and so on and so on.
Which is the interesting stuff.
Yeah. But like
who fucking cares? Who
fucking cares? Right. That's my entire point. But I just keep stick teasing you about all the fucking.
I don't think I think it's not dick teasing you. It's called intrigue. There's
no intrigue, though. It's very blatant and obvious what happened. Like, it's not interesting.
I know. They literally show you at the beginning of the movie what happened. That's the point.
But the point is how to interpret what happened, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, here's this big mystery that literally doesn't matter.
But the thing is, it doesn't. No, it does matter. If you've ever read, there's this. I forget what the fucking principle's called. But there's what's that website that has all of the different like tropes, movie tropes, TV tropes? Yeah, there's a TV tropes thing for this, but it's like the law of like you can tell what happens next, like being able to a plot being predictable because it's the only option that would make a good movie, not because it's the only one that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like that's Knives Out for me. Spoiler alert. Of course she didn't kill the guy because that would be a shit movie.
Yeah.
Right? If they just showed you that she killed the guy, everyone knew from the very start, and then.
But that would be a more interesting movie too.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, no, it would be. That would be a more interesting twist, except divorced from the fact that it's another movie entirely that has all this interesting stuff about the characters interacting with each other and the world being set up.
Yeah. But like from my perspective, Knives Out would be just a better movie if it didn't try to be a mystery story.
I see.
I feel like all the attempts to be a mystery story in Act 2 are just deeply unsatisfying because it relies a lot on like just setting up red herrings and being like, oh, you would this is a new fact of information, or this is a new piece of information.
This is a new fact of information.
This is a new piece of information that's totally going to be relevant, but the only information that was actually relevant is information that you knew at the start. And that's it. Nothing else actually matters when it comes to like what the reveal is.
Okay.
That's pretty much true too.
But there's like a ticking clock element, isn't there, and stuff? I don't know, it's been like a year since I fucking... It's been over a year since I watched
but my point is that the intrigue doesn't ever like properly develop.
Okay.
It's set up, then it's just there, and then it ends. It doesn't actually go anywhere. It doesn't...
I feel like it does go somewhere, but I don't remember where.
It doesn't really go anywhere. It's just like a thriller for most of the movie.
Okay. Well, I liked it.
Like, it was a fine movie, but it's just, to me, as with 20th Century Boys, which I like a lot, the mystery element of it just made it worse. And you can contrast that to, like, Sherlock Holmes stories or Hercule Poirot stories, where the things that happen in the middle of the story actually, like, matter a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's not just...
They're making a Hercule Poirot movie. Have you seen that? They're making a movie with Gal Gadot. They're doing a Murder on the Nile. And it looks so bad.
Why are they doing that?
Because IP. Hercule Poirot is an IP.
Yeah,
People have heard that name before, so they'll see the movie.
But it's already been done perfectly.
Yes, Lupin the Third.
Or the Hercule... Have you not seen the Hercule Poirot TV show?
No, I haven't.
It's really fucking good.
I'm sure it is.
It's really fucking good.
I haven't even seen the Sherlock Holmes procedurals from the 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, those are very well known.
Yeah, I haven't. They are very well known.
I've never heard of them before.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, they were the original adaptation of Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah, the Hercule Poirot adaptation is like really fucking good.
The only fucking Sherlock adaptations I've seen are House, which is the best Sherlock adaptation.
This is true.
Sherlock, BBC's Sherlock, which I still think the first season's okay.
It's a cool action show.
I really enjoyed watching it while it was airing until season 4. At which point I realized, just like everyone else in the country and in the world, just like everyone else in the UK or on Tumblr and nowhere else, everyone realized, the show's always been bad.
Yeah, but the thing of Sherlock is it's like a decent action show. But again, it gets ruined by the mystery elements. There are the parts that it does wrong.
I don't know. There's a whole. I haven't just watched H. Bomber Guy's video on Sherlock. Yeah. He said anything anyone could possibly say about that show.
But like, the point is, like, the aspects that aren't tied to mysteries are just like a fine action show.
Yeah, and then there's Watson. Elementary.
I don't regret that we've seen that show.
Is it any good? I've seen one episode when it was on TV. Yeah,
it's incredibly bad.
And Go Sick, which is an anime, and it's fucking awful. And anyone who likes Go Sick doesn't know shit about... Now, that's the problem I have with modern mystery stories, is that they're poorly written, so the mysteries are one of two things. They're either so incredibly obvious that there's no tension from the beginning, or they are so fucking out there that no one could have possibly guessed, and so it's not satisfying when the reveal comes because it just comes out of nowhere. It's just a non sequitur. Go Sick, it does both, and it's boring.
Yeah.
You know how hard? Do you know how hard you have to fuck up an anime to make me not like it, even though the main girl is a blonde goth lolly? Do you know how fucking hard it is to make me not like a show with that? I watched all of Dance in the Vampire Bund, for God's sake, okay? I'm still mad that people like Go Sick. Go Sick's such a fucking awful show.
I don't know, like, I can deal with that, right? I can't deal with the entire second act just being like, oh yeah, this is shit that doesn't matter.
I'm gonna Google Sherlock Holmes adaptation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the Jude Law movies. Those ones are good action movies.
I like those movies a lot, actually.
So do I. I actually have one on DVD. I think they're good movies.
I also have like one on DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are good movies. They don't really have much to do with Sherlock Holmes.
They have nothing to do with Sherlock Holmes.
They're fun movies.
The slow-mo guys worked in the second movie.
Oh yeah, that scene in the forest.
Yeah.
Is this like a list? 1916, Peter Cushing. 1968.
Oh, there's a new Sherlock Holmes adaptation. Enola Holmes.
And Sherlock is portrayed by Henry Cavill. That sounds so appropriate. The muscle-bound, literal fucking Superman playing an opium addict.
Yeah.
Sure.
Also, there's Holmes and Watson with Bill Fittell.
It's a parody.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
That sounds awful, yeah.
This is probably good.
Yeah, that might be decent. What's Mr. Holmes? I'm gonna click on this.
Let's find out. The Great Mouse Detective? Now that's a banger of film. I've never actually seen it. Who cares about any of this? Television. BBC miniseries, 1951. I think that's maybe the one I'm talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to know what's really good? Do you want to know what
really
the
good?
detective book slash? Do you know what? Do you want to know what detective book slash British TV show? And then I can't really recommend the American TV show, even though I've seen it twice, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. Doug Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. The book is amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever read it?
I have not.
Douglas Adams, the guy who wrote Hitchhiker's Yeah, it's fucking great. You would love it because it has. The reason is it's not a mystery story, right? It's a mystery story.
We have established I don't have a problem with mystery story.
Okay, but
I have a problem with the second act not matching in fucking mystery story.
You know how the second act doesn't matter because mystery stories are all about concrete logical deductions.
But they're not about concrete, like...
But the ideal platonic ideal of what it is, it's like you have all the information and then the detective discovers new information and with that they're able to eliminate certain things until they end up with the correct answer. Doug Gently is... The universe conspires to make Doug Gently solve the mystery no matter what he does. Yeah. He could just run away. He could find, as soon as he hears the mystery, he could run in the opposite direction and never turn back. Yeah. And the universe around him would conspire to make him solve the mystery. Yeah. It's brilliant.
So it's like fucking Haruhi Suzumiya.
It's a bit like Haruhi. Yeah. It's a little bit like Haruhi, but it's way smarter and funnier than Haruhi. Like, the way the Doug Gently book is formatted is you'll go, like, chapter to chapter, like, a bunch of completely disconnected events. Yeah. Right? So one chapter will be about just a couple of guys doing one thing, and then another chapter, just a completely no discernible connection. Yeah. And then each chapter flips between, like, 5 or 6 different things, right? And then they all culminate right at the end, and it's so satisfying. It's amazing. And the BBC TV show is also really good, but it got cancelled after one season because everything good gets cancelled after one season. So it never actually, it never goes anywhere. But it's really good if you want to check it out. And then the Max Landis Netflix show is fucking insane. Yeah. He turns Doug Gently into Matt Smith's Doctor Who. Yeah.
You baked it everything to my voice.
Yeah.
That happened before to the Crazy Bridge.
It did.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of obsessed with the Doug Gently TV show because it's just bad. How the fuck did it get made? It's such a weird thing to get made, and it has so many like obvious problems that anyone could have seen. But it's also like kind of amazing, and like the first season and the second season are like completely different stylistically. Yeah. The second season takes place mostly in like a fantasy land of magic and gay princes. Yeah. The first season is like, God, it's a fucking crazy show. It's a nuts show. It's Max Landis being Max Landis. But that's why I like it, because it's a show that only Max Landis could have made. Yeah, and also I watched it when I was incredibly sleep deprived and had a religious experience. So that's actually why I like it. Maybe everything in the universe is connected, type of thing,
Yeah. Wait, I think
and it also has. Arc. You were there for that arc.
I think I was.
You weren't there for the arc.
I think it was.
The original arc. It was actually a very early arc.
Oh, was it?
It was if you go back, you can find the sleep deprivation cast on the Uoineton.
Was I there when you did it again?
You were there when I did it again. Yes, I've done it twice. Did I spell my own name wrong? Classic move. Yeah, if I scroll all the way, oops.
Why did you do it twice?
Because it was good both times.
That's fair.
It's like weirdly early. It's like I'm surprised at how early into my YouTube. Yeah. This is Coffee and Doug Gently. Sleep deprivation cast of the two parts of the Doug Gently arc. 3 years ago. God, time isn't real. So the cool thing about Doug Gently is, like, the coolest character is called Bart. And and because he's a fucking retard who doesn't know what he's doing, she's, like, completely nerfed in the second season.
Yeah.
Even though she's by far the best character, he knows she's the best character. Everyone knows she's the best character. And he just nerfs her in the second season just to be a dick, so that when she finally gets out of being literally in prison voluntarily, she can have an epic pog moment, which then happens off camera because they didn't have the fucking budget to do a proper fight scene. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I can't recommend Doug Gently. Maybe season 1 is kind of entertaining. I can't recommend season 2 for anything other than how the fuck did this get made?
Mm-hmm.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Bart, I think her name's Bart. So she is the original idea for the Doug Gently series, that for some reason Max Landis thought he would just get infinitely renewed and be able to do a massive grand storyline that never happened. It was that there would be various different, so like in this is not the case in the original novels. In the Netflix show, Doug is like basically a scientific military experiment that was like escaped, and so are a bunch of other characters, including Bart. So Doug Gently is a holistic detective, right? No matter what he does, the universe makes him solve mysteries, right? Bart is a holistic murderer.
Yeah.
So no matter what she does, the universe, she just kills people. Like everyone around her just dies, and it's impossible to kill her. Like if you tried to like shoot her, the gun would jam or some other thing. Like, and it's actually sick. The scene, like the sequence where she's like being introduced, like her powers are being introduced and stuff, is actually fucking sick. It's super well done.
Can I draw attention really quick?
Yes, please. Please. I've been going on a tangent. This is the third branching tangent of the tangent.
You know what I hate about all of like modern storytelling? Is you always have to fucking get an excuse for a gimmick. You can't just have like, oh, this is the holistic detective, this is the holistic murderer, right? You have to be like, oh, there's science experiments, right? You have to explain it somehow so it contextualizes into like the world as it is right now, you know? You can't just make absurd shit anymore.
Max Landis will just make absurd shit.
Really?
Season 2 is completely not even explained. But yeah, no, their science experiment stuff is a bit less fleshed out than you probably think it is.
I just hate that it's there.
Yeah, I mean, it does play a kind of important role in the plot. Like if you couldn't just remove it and have the same plot, it's kind of actually the main thrust of the plot. Really is of season 1 is kind of like Dirk trying to figure out what the fuck he is. Yeah. So you can't really take it out of them. It's kind of like it serves a purpose. It's not just to explain it away as like a logical thing. Like it, and the sort of government and conspiracy is a recurring theme in the Netflix show.
I just hate when logic intrudes upon like absurdist premises.
So I downloaded this program.
Yo, pixels.
How I don't know why I thought that would zoom in. I know it has Vim keys somehow. Is there like some sort of guide? There we go.
I think it's extensible, so you have to download extensions to zoom in.
I don't think you have to download extensions to zoom in. That would be silly. Basic properties of the tool. It's a modal editor, blah, blah, blah. I get that. At all times, there's one active view. Tab switches between views. I don't understand that. I to enter insert mode. Escape. That's probably Vim-like, I would assume. Normal mode, visual mode, command mode. Okay, yeah, I understand that. It's all from Vim. Zoom is full stop and comma. Okay.
Okay, it actually can zoom.
Of course it can zoom. That would be very, very useless if it couldn't zoom.
I mean, you know, minimal software.
Minimal software.
Imagine using minimal. Yo, drawing. Yo, Animaker? Question mark.
It's all Vim keys. This is the thing about knowing Vim. You can use half the programs in existence. Okay.
We've been going for fucking 30 minutes.
When are we not? You tried drawing something with the ThinkPad clay. It's fucking impossible.
You know this album where it goes hard?
Yeah, this is a Sewer Slut album cover.
Yeah.
I have a fucking digital, like, drawing pad. I just never use it.
Same. I was like, I'm gonna get a digital drawing pad and get into drawing, and then I realized I fucking hate drawing. Obviously, the lay an eye strand. Or hair strand, not eye strand.
I did that by accident.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. You're so used to drawing.
No, my literally my finger slipped.
I know.
You know, if I'm making a mouth, that shit's gonna be an upside down triangle. That looks terrible.
Yeah, you have to make it smaller.
There we go. Anime girl.
It was an anime girl.
But she's too fat. Be small. There we go.
Yeah, what if she was wearing a turtleneck? Because she kind of looks like she's wearing a turtleneck. Oh, but then the collarbones won't show.
Yeah, and you need to show the collarbones.
You need to show the collarbones.
Okay, there we go. Here's my anime girl. Made in RX with a minimal pixel editor.
I would clap if I wasn't holding a phone.
Is there more to this? Pan the workspace. This can also be achieved by holding space and drag. Don't need to do that. Painting, erase, multi. Oh yeah, you can do animation with this.
Yeah, and you can do symmetry painting.
Oh, that's actually sick.
Yeah.
Animating, manipulating pixels. Don't need. This is like a legit tool. This isn't like a toy. Like you could really use this to do like game sprites or something. Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Okay.
I just stopped recording, I think.
I think so. Yeah. You ready for some disgusting autism foods? Let's see if these frozen peas are defrosted. Try and get one into this fucking thing. Yep. Okay, we drain it. Yeah, this will work. Okay, I'm just gonna put you there for a second. Okay, step one, the peas go in. This is so that you don't die from not eating any vegetables. This is you're a dirty meat that doesn't eat any vegetables. Next step, over here. This bowl is too small. Should I transfer this to a bigger bowl? No, because I'm going to be eating it in my dirty, neat bedroom where there's not much space. Rice. Japanese rice, because in addition to being a dirty neat, you're also a dirty weeb. Strange noises can be heard from outside. Get some rice in there. The rice is the part of the meal that tastes good, believe it or not. Okay, that's a decent amount of rice. You can always have more rice later. Rice isn't going anywhere. And then for the next step, the small fork may help you. Canned sardines. Just let's give up on that. Fuck it. I can
can just wash my hands. It's fine. Just a whole can of fucking sardines. Just 'cause fuck it, bro. Who's gonna stop me? This has all the protein you need, all the omega-3 oils you need, all the good stuff. Disgusting. Okay. Now you see how this looks like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen in your life? Let's make it worse. Step 1. Rich and nutty. What the fuck is sesame oil? Sesame oil goes in. Ketchup. Big slurp. Let's start mixing it. The idea is to mash this all up into a homogeneous compulsion. Okay, it's starting to look mashed. Get some soy sauce in there. Okay, good. Probably going to need a bit more soy sauce than that, but that would be good to start us off. Okay. Good. Now, some of this stuff. The only reason I use it, it has MSG in it. MSG makes things taste good. And finally, mayo. To glue it all together. And if you just want to go crazy with it, as I often am known to want to do, some sesame furikake. Okay, sesame furikake. Yes, yes. So good. And there you have it. The final meal. Rice, peas, and fish, which is all good for you, covered up with so many other flavors that you can't taste any of it. Perfect. A perfect meal. For me, the perfect human. I want to talk a bit about technology because I've been kind of very critical of technology recently with Klink's deep ecology and other things I've been rambling about. But I want to make something clear about my actual opinions. And this isn't like a rule of thumb. Like a lot of people say, like, who are like tech critical, they say stuff like there's a difference between technology that you use and technology that uses you, but that they're all like arbitrary lines, and this is also an arbitrary line, but it's even more fuzzy than that. So I just want to give a sense of something that I think is important, I guess, which is the concept. I briefly mentioned it, I believe, in Klink Deep Ecology or something like that, called de-skilling. So take, for example, computers are more popular than ever. Everyone has one in their pocket, and yet Zoomers don't know how to torrent or crack games anymore, which is something that almost everyone of my generation sort of knows how to do. Or, well, I guess I am a Zoomer. I'm like high-end Zoomer, zillennial type of guy. I'm high, the tippy top of Zoomer, since I don't remember 9/11. You know, most people don't know how to torrent anymore. Most people don't know all the stuff that was normal for people who used computers before. And obviously, like, I am a Linux user and somewhat power user or whatever. So I probably know more about computers than most people, but only in like a really specific niche. Like, I'm not actually a computer genius. I don't know how to program. I don't know anything about hardware. Don't ask what the fuck's a RTX 1080. I don't know. But like, the point being that when you get technologies often make our lives easier, right? Like agriculture or something, like fermentation. I don't know, stuff that makes your life easier. Like, oh, you don't have to go out and hunt every day. You'll have a farm and then you have a guaranteed harvest most of the time, or something like that, right? Or oh, you no longer have to know how to fucking use DOS because you have a GUI or whatever, right? There's technologies exist to make our lives easier, but some of them increase the skill ceiling, essentially, of life. Like computers, depending on how you use them, they can either increase the skill ceiling. You know, programmers, they get up to some crazy, wacky shit these days. You can dive very deep and learn a bunch of shit about how to use a computer, and you can do very advanced things with computers. I don't need to tell you that you can do programs. You know you can make computer programs. That's not a rare piece of knowledge that only I have. Or because computers have become so much more prevalent and widespread, they've also become dumbed down. You no longer need to know any of this stuff. You no longer need to know any of this stuff, and therefore most people don't. And yes, it makes people's lives easier, but it also has a process of de-skilling. Ideally, you have a situation where you know how it works, and then you can choose, well, I know how this works, but I don't want to fucking deal with it because it's a waste of time, so I'm going to, like, for example, like, I know how to install Gentoo, but, if I'm going to install Linux on a laptop or whatever, I'm not going to install Gentoo because I don't want to spend a day doing that or whatever. But you still have the knowledge of how to... Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the thing I'm really actually against, is de-skilling. Like, I want people to have the skills to make their own lives easier, rather than just relying on ecosystems that are supposed to be user-friendly or whatever, but end up actually being extremely bloated and extremely abstracted from what's actually going on, and then people don't learn any competency.
And they're all really fucking hard to use.
Yeah, they're all really fucking hard to use. This is actually so true. Like, it actually turns out that the more, like, close to how a thing actually works, and the more you understand how a thing actually works, like, you can do more stuff easier. And then the stuff that's really abstracted feels weird. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's my point. It's not necessarily just about computers, but, like, yeah, de-skilling is bad. People should have skills, and it's easier to learn skills now than ever because we have the internet, which is great. And we should be using that to raise the skill ceiling, not lower it. Don't dumb down programs for the lowest common denominator of boomer. But also, this is exclusionary by default, right? There are some people who won't be able to do certain things for certain reasons. Maybe you're just retarded, for example. Maybe you just have 70 IQ and you can't install Gentoo. Well, tough luck. Maybe it was a bad idea that everyone had access to computers. Sorry. You lost. You lost the genetic lottery. GG.
It's filming.
I may look like a surgeon right now because I've just washed my hands. Gremlin mode is ending. We are now going to be fermenting some cafe. Here's the cafe.
Cafe chili. But it's chili.
I don't get it.
I think a few creams look like chili.
I see.
Yes, it's cafe chili.
It's cafe jelly.
Yeah.
That smells fucking nasty.
That just smells like a few.
It smells like very, very strong cafe. Okay, we need to...
I think we just might have very, very strong cafe in the street.
They said homebrewed cafe is generally much stronger than bought cafe.
It just smells like normal cafe to me.
Yeah, but you come from Eastern Europe.
That's true, that's true.
Okay, 1 teaspoon of cafe grains. Stir it in. I feel like this is not very much cafe. We should make more, maybe.
We can do twice the teaspoon.
Okay. Can you pour in
another 250 mils of milk.
Okay, I can pour in another 250 mils of milk. Where's tea? Here. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's another 250 mils of milk.
Okay, I will now pour in another teaspoon of cafe grains.
Yeah.
This is all bacteria. This is
all bacteria.
This guy's alive.
This guy is alive.
Okay. Now, close this up.
And put it in the freezer?
Put it in the freezer, where this will keep for ages, but we shouldn't need it ever because it will...
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you fuck up...
Yeah, if we fuck up, we can replenish it.
Yeah.
There, this is it, right? Place your grains and cover your jar, leave them for 48 hours. Okay.
I think you should put it in a jar.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you put a rubber band on the lid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
I guess this is a lid that just proves itself.
Should we just do that then?
But I don't trust it that much.
Well, this won't. This is only waking it up. So even if it does fuck up, it won't produce very much carbon dioxide.
I mean, you're seeing it start producing carbon dioxide,
No,
right?
this is just the bubbles from what I poured it in. It will take like 48 hours for it to
okay.
come.
I know, I would go for rubber band.
You would go for rubber band? I'm okay with doing rubber band. That's a perfectly okay strategy.
I think that's just what my grandma did or whatever. She never made kefir, but she fermented stuff.
No, rubber band's pretty standard. I would say pretty standard tech in the industry.
Yeah.
We do want to make sure it's airtight though.
Yeah.
Because oxygen is the enemy of fermentation. Or, it's not the enemy of fermentation, but you'll end up fermenting aerobic bacteria instead of anaerobic bacteria.
Yeah.
And anaerobic bacteria are the ones that live in your gut because it's an anaerobic environment.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Kefir.
Kefir.
And now we leave it somewhere outside of direct sunlight. I'm thinking under here. 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Kefir. We're done.
Oh, so this is a really cool shot because of the lights.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll happen, so we should check in tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But it's winter, so it says on here it's not unusual for it to take longer than 48 hours. If it does, strain this so you get the grains and put it in a new batch of milk.
Yeah.
So that's fine. If it's in winter, this is a fairly cold room.
Yeah.
I think it's likely that it will take more than 48 hours.
Yeah.
But you can tell because it will the milk will thicken and start to separate itself. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Once separation starts to occur, stir the mixture very well so that no separation is visible. Strain out the milk kefir grains and bottle the milk kefir drink. At times you will need to stir the milk as it is going through a strainer to help aid it passing through. Your grains are now activated, so you can't damage the grains by stirring too hard. We promise that your grains will work. Sometimes a little patience is required in the very beginning.
Also, I have the same problem with filming as I had when it comes to playing Counter-Strike. I have to film their face, but I generally look at people like this.
Yeah.
So it's not intuitive for me to film someone's face.
I think it's because with Counter-Strike, everyone starts looking at people's toes in Counter-Strike. It's like on the edge of being a meme that noobs look at people's toes. I
just feel uncomfortable when I look at people's heads.
Yeah, but the thing is, you eventually figure out very quickly that Counter-Strike people are not people that are abstracted targets.
Yeah.
And so you no longer feel weird looking at their heads at all times. And then you end up, your crosshair will just naturally start sticking to corners in every game you play because you're just so used to it from Counter-Strike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first part of the end of Gremlin mode.
What's the second part of the end of Gremlin mode?
The second part of the end of Gremlin mode, let's just say it involves this bad boy.
You're doing Linux?
I'm doing Linux.
You fucked up the partitions on your drive.
I fucked up the partitions on my drive.
That actually happens relatively often with this race.
Yeah, but I don't see why it won't
I'm assuming because it's a minimum install.
Why are you pointing the camera at my dick?
Because I'm not. I told you before, I don't look at people's faces, so it's weird to film a person's face.
I see.
Yeah. I'm just pointing the camera to where I would usually look.
At my dick.
I mean, I'm not saying anything. You're saying all the things that you're saying.
All the things.
You're saying all the things that you're saying.
Nothing was implied.
No
So
implication.
here's what I'm doing right now. Actually, can you pass me that one? So this has a Manjaro ISO on it, which I'm hoping to install Manjaro on this computer right now, just so that it will have an operating, just to reset everything.
Yeah.
Just because I happen to have a Manjaro ISO and I know it works, so it does everything automatically. Do you think that's a good play?
I mean, this should be a fine play.
Like, I can't think of any other way to fix it, really.
It should be fine. I mean, you could manually fix the positions on the tire, but that's different.
Yeah, and I don't know how to do that.
It's not that hard, but maybe it's really Alpine over there.
But this doesn't have Alpine on it. It has
It
nothing on it.
Oh.
This currently has no OS installed.
Yeah, then I wouldn't know how. I mean, it has to have some boot installed, right? No boot, no nothing.
It has a BIOS.
Yeah. I don't think you can do that from BIOS. I think you have to have a boot.
Yeah.
There's a boot
No,
in the
it literally has nothing.
Yeah, then just install Manjaro, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to install Manjaro. I know,
Yeah.
disgusting.
I use Manjaro. You also used to use Manjaro for like ages.
It's true. It's just very bloated.
It's not that bloated.
It's very bloated.
It's not that bloated.
It has 2 package management systems for no reason.
It does have, I mean, the Manjaro package manager is annoying, but it's just the front end for the Pacman.
No, Pamac is a different package manager. Yes, they just both list the same packages. It's really weird.
I've never used Pamac once in my life.
I used it a couple times, but just when I was like really, really newbie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like a front end for Pac-Man. This is why it's confusing. It's not a front end for Pac-Man. It's like a weird. It's a really weird system. They integrate together in some weird way, and a lot of people have trouble.
Why are they different then?
I don't know.
That's silly.
Also, Luke Smith uninstalled his fucking. What did he do? He was trying to like update Steam, and he uninstalled his entire OS or something. You didn't?
I haven't watched those.
Okay, I need to connect to Wi-Fi.
People's faces look weird in phone cameras.
This is currently at the lowest possible setting.
Yeah.
See if I can remember. I can't remember.
I mean, the previous and the lowest possible setting.
Yeah,
videos. Yeah. I'm gonna prevent the tragedy from occurring real quick.
Nice.
Your mic was flying off the bed.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Launch installer. Hello? Launch installer. There we go. Okay, this literally does not matter. It doesn't matter, and none of these settings matter except to make sure that it wipes the drive.
Yeah.
Erase data. Yep. See, Alpine Linux is like, okay, never mind. Apparently Alpine Linux is installed. Oh, something weird. I don't know what the fuck's weird's going on, because Alpine Linux should be on SDA2.
That's weird.
But it's not. SDA2 is the swap.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're just going to erase disk. No swap. ext4, that's all good. My full name. Yeah, baby. Password, spacebar. This is the Dodds my strat.
This is my strat because I don't like to retype my password every time I install a program.
This shouldn't matter, right?
It shouldn't, yeah.
Because I'm literally just installing it and then never using it again. Yes. Okay. So now we wait for this to do. And then we can install Alpine, which is the distro I actually want to install.
Why do you want to install Alpine again?
Because it's good.
Are you going to use this computer?
I might, if it has Alpine on it. The reason I probably would never daily drive Alpine, because it's not really meant to be a desktop distro. But I think it's like one of the biggest problem with this computer is that it's really old, and it was a shit computer when it came out, and it's now an extremely shit computer because it's not been taken care of it's old, it's fucked, right?
Yeah.
Alpine is one of the most low system overhead distros in the world. Like, pretty much the only thing you can get that's low, that's better is Gentoo.
Can't you compare those to the way?
You know, you can't,
Really?
because reasons. Because like a bunch of stuff that Arch uses, like like the GNU core utils and stuff, and System D and stuff like that are fairly high system overhead. Not on like any computer that's like modern in any sense. Even my ThinkPad probably wouldn't notice a difference. But one of the common usages for Alpine is that it's for VMs, like people who are like for some business reasons.
Pancakes today.
Great idea.
Because milk that's kind of sour.
Wonderful idea. And should we go to the shop and get Nutella then? It's a bad idea.
It's a dangerous game. You're playing a dangerous game.
I am playing a dangerous game. Maybe I wonder if they have like really small Nutella things.
I mean, they have pretty small Nutella things in Estonia.
I've seen small Nutella things. I just don't know if the local shop will have small Nutella things.
I mean, you're playing a dangerous game.
I know. Maybe we shouldn't.
I mean, I just think money funny anyway, probably mostly.
Okay. If I'm gonna have sweet pancakes, my favorite is lemon and sugar.
Yeah.
Second to Nutella.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
we should get a tiny thing of Nutella.
If it's there, we'll get a tiny thing of Nutella. But we don't have any lemons right now, so maybe we should go to the shop and get lemons.
Yeah.
Because lemons.
We should check if it has a tiny thing of Nutella. If not, get lemons.
Yeah. I mean, lemons are good to have anyway. They're great for lots of different cooking stuff.
I don't really use lemons.
I used to not like lemons. Like I think
lemons,
I'm fairly sensitive to like citrusy taste. I think.
I like citrusy taste. I'm just sensitive to like sour things in general.
I see.
I'm not anywhere as close to bitter things.
Yeah.
Like I can't eat like those sour candies or whatever. They kill me.
Oh, I used to love those.
I can't eat.
My party trick as a kid was to eat a lemon.
Yeah.
I would just eat a whole lemon. Or half a lemon. I would cut it in half and eat half of it.
I don't probably eat lemon, but I don't particularly like it because I'm sensitive to
mean, no one really likes eating a lemon. You do it to show off. But lemon juice is really good on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Squeeze it over at the end.
Yeah.
Particularly fish, but you don't like fish.
Yeah. I mean, you could make me shrimp pill, maybe.
I can shrimp pill you?
I can see myself.
Shrimp is actually fairly difficult to cook properly in the way I like it, because to me the best way to cook shrimp is fried shrimp.
Yeah.
Prawns, sorry. Let's say prawns, because we are in Britannia right now.
Aren't prawns and shrimp different things?
No, they're the same thing.
Oh.
They're just a different...
I don't eat seafood.
Shrimp is the American word for
I don't
prawns.
eat seafood.
Not the Australian. No matter how many Americans say, put some shrimp on the barbie, Australians say prawns, not shrimp.
Yeah.
There you go.
Put some prawns in the barbie.
Yeah, but to me, fried prawns are the best. But the problem is prawns are very delicate meat, and they taste best when you fry them at high heat.
Yeah.
So you basically have like seconds between perfectly cooked and overcooked.
Yeah.
And when they're overcooked, they go kind of rubbery.
Yeah.
Which is, I know you like textures a lot. So if we're gonna I think if I'm gonna shrimp pill you, the best option might genuinely be to order shrimp fried rice.
Yeah.
And
Are you
take out.
calling me shrimp fried this rice? I will never not say that.
I know.
It's a compulsion. Are you telling me you would fire this oven?
How's oven gonna get a job? Wait, how's pizza gonna get a job now?
Yeah. I make pizza.
You make great pizza. And great whatever the fuck it was you made this morning. Pirokat.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it's a U. Ooh, Peru.
Oh, Pirokat.
Yeah.
Okay. Pirokat.
Yeah.
That's sick. I can't understand your goddamn accent.
They're just meat buns, pork buns.
Yes, pork buns.
I just generally make them 50-50 because that's what I generally use at home, but the pork is going out of date on the 25th and the beef is going out of date on the 26th, which is today. Which means that tomorrow when I wake up I'm going to make something with beef mince pork like karakou or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to wake up around midnight probably again. And like to me, if something has an expiration date, 2 a.m. on the next day is before it expires.
Yeah, that's fine.
It expires in the morning of the next day, not.
I'm trying. One of the reasons I'm getting into fermentation is because I have health anxiety around expiration dates, and I'm trying to meme that out of myself because I know it's not real logically. But
I also have health anxiety around expiration dates.
So I'm trying to eat food that is purposefully slightly rotting, which is what fermented food is. That way, I'll get it into my mind that it's not actually. Well, I mean, it can be dangerous, obviously.
You aren't gonna get poisoned.
Yeah, but meat though. Meat is generally more dangerous when it goes off than
it's
fish.
Not really that dangerous if you fry it.
If you fry it?
Yeah, it kills the bacteria, just can taste bad.
Yeah, but that's not what expiration dates are not. This is what I learned.
Yeah.
Expiration dates are generally speaking not bacteria. They are because the meat has a bunch of enzymes in it, and as soon as it dies, the enzymes basically start breaking itself down, and it produces like nasty chemicals. That's what food poisoning often is. It's not actually. Sometimes it's a bacterial.
But those chemicals aren't dangerous, then, right?
They are.
Okay.
It depends what food it is, and it depends what chemicals it is. But generally speaking, they're not. You don't want them. They're like poisonous.
Yeah.
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 All done. Has been installed on your computer. Restart now. Come on. This mousepad sucks ass. It sucks its dick out of ass. It sucks pussy dick ass.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm restarting the computer just to check that Manjaro is installed properly. Then I'm going to install a good distro instead. No offense.
Also, expiration dates are sell-by dates, generally, not date-by dates.
Sometimes they have a sell-by date and a best before date.
I mean, best before dates don't even count.
Yeah, because it's just best before. But not. Yeah,
but expiration dates generally, like when they should be sold, which means that you should eat like plus 1 day is reasonable for me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't eat them in the morning if I saw something that had gone on off like yesterday and it was like 12. I wouldn't eat it.
I've done that before, but
I mean, it's
I have
fine.
to be in a specific mood.
But yeah, I also have like anxiety around expiration dates. But if I wake up and it's midnight, fuck it, I'm eating it.
Why is this not? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Have I bricked my computer somehow?
I don't think you can break it precisely.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe it's just taking a long time because it's old and slow.
Yeah.
Can you hang this on the wall somewhere? Thank you. We stick stuff to walls here.
Yeah.
Yeah, fermented fish is good. That's a good way to preserve fish.
Yeah.
Canning is also pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen people who are fermentation people, for some reason, are often really anti-canning.
Yeah.
It kills all the bacteria. But that's fine. They're just different ways of canning. I think they get confused between industrial canning and just canning itself, because canning has been around since before industrial canning. Yeah. Also, I'm a food preservationist.
Yeah.
I preserve my food. I'm gonna preserve something in oil. I'm gonna restart this computer because this is being weird. Okay.
I also like that lobster food. But it's fucked up that they sell alive lobsters. Like, imagine if you just bought an alive chicken and had to butcher it, and
That's
people enjoy it.
I want to do that.
I mean, yeah, but it's weird because it's like lobsters.
Why is that weird? Lobsters are really, really dumb.
I mean, yeah, but it's like nothing. They don't sell anything else alive, but they sell lobsters alive.
They sell some things alive. They sell mussels alive often.
That's fair, but mussels aren't alive. They're unconscious, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's weird. And I saw a video once where someone was like buying a lobster
and then raised it. Yeah, I saw that video too.
I didn't actually watch it. I just saw it.
I watched it. It was a good video.
And I'm like,
why is this not working? This is worrying.
Yeah.
Was that? It's the installation completed successfully. So kind of weird, champ.
It's kind of.
I guess we just leave it. Oh, there we go. Booted. Okay. Now we have Manjaro XFCE, right?
Yeah. That's what I use. Because I can customize it in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now let's turn this off.
And I will reinstall Andy.
What's a reinstall Andy?
I just reinstall this so often because I go, oh, I have to run Windows now. I have to switch.
Oh, I see. You're a distro hopper.
I'm not a distro hopper. I just switch between Manjaro and Windows because I'm a retard. I mean, eventually just accept it in my desktop, just run Windows and everything.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Because I use my desktop to game.
I think in the modern era, that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Vampire Survivors Linux they're gonna compile Vampire Survivors for Linux. So.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, now you get to see how little I know about computer.
I'm just gonna go through the entire Alpine install process on camera.
I'm down. I feel like this video is going to be ridiculously long anyway. This is like the perfect ending, don't you feel like?
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Localhost login roots.
I'm just doing great because on camera because it might look cool.
Alpine.
I know the camera.
Oh yeah, also the other thing I was doing while you were asleep is deep diving 1-bit music. I guess I'll talk about that at another time because we're doing other stuff right now.
I mean, you can talk about it. Who cares? You're probably gonna have to wait at some point anyway.
Yeah, I am gonna have to wait at some point. I'm calling this computer Hidamari. ETHO, that's fine. DHCP is fine. WLAN 0 is fine.
I think that is called SP11K.
What does that mean?
I started off with when I first installed Manjaro, I named it Streamer 9000. And then eventually I have like SP11K because I've been reinstalling stuff. I think it went from 9000 to 9001, and then eventually 10,000. And then I had an arc where I just went like, okay, I'm not going to call things Streamer, I'm going to call things Painbot or something. So I called my computer Painbot 9000 for a bit. And then I went back to the Streamer naming convention.
I see.
Yeah.
DHCP.
Painbot,
do I want manual? No.
I think Painbot was a theme booting arc.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Painbot's a good name.
It's a great name and you have to dual boot your fucking computer.
Yes, that is pain.
It's a massive pain. Don't dual boot, kids. Just get a ThinkPad for your Linux needs. Dual booting
Changing password for root. Can you hold this?
I can hold this.
Don't point at everyone I'm typing the password in.
Oh.
That's the whole point. Because I'm going to use the same password I use for my ThinkPad just because I remember it. I'll change it later.
Fine.
Which time zone am I in? GMT.
You have such an easy time zone.
Yeah.
I have to be like, I'm in Eastern European time, and then we think.
Because we literally invented time.
Yeah.
We could go to Greenwich right now and see the place. We could see the prime meridian.
Yeah.
We should actually do that. That'd be a good trip.
That would be a good trip.
We can go to the prime meridian.
You still haven't gone to the bagel bake.
Yeah, we need to go to the bagel bake, the Barbican, and the prime meridian.
Yeah.
We don't need a proxy. Cronny's fine.
I think I have a meridian running through my city, but I'm not sure.
You have a meridian running through? That's sick.
I know, actually.
Enter a mirror, that's fine.
I'm gonna go look it up.
Open SSH.
Can you hold this one so I can go look it up?
Which discs? SD.
Ow!
What did you do?
I slammed my foot against the door frame.
And you said ow on behalf of your ThinkPad.
Of course it is.
Okay, this is where it fucked up before. Let's see. This is where it fucked up. This is because okay. Let me explain what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Just the noob mistake for the camera. So what I did previously is I was following a tutorial to just like there was basically just a demonstration that like the distro worked on a virtual machine. Because it's a kind of obscure distro, so there's not many tutorials about it.
Yeah.
It was a Mental Outlaw tutorial because I know he knows his shit, but I followed his tutorial directly, and it was basically just a tutorial of like how to get something up and running on a virtual machine as fast as possible.
I don't have
So he didn't make a user account and privilege separation or anything. Like he just had root, and so he set everything up with root. And the problem is when you do that, and you set up X with root, then you could only start X if you're root because root has the permission for all of the different programs that run like a desktop setup. So basically I could have undone it manually, but it's faster to just restart from scratch. Okay, we're working. Yes, I would like to erase the above disk. This is where it fucked up last time, so let's see.
Okay.
Oh shit, this is where it fucked up. Please, yes. Proceed anyway, yes. Please work, please work, please work. Proceed anyway, yes. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. I don't know how to fix it if it doesn't work. Please work, please work. I don't know how to fix it if it doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently the thing near the observatory is just to commemorate the first observations of Struve. who was the first person to measure the distance to stargazing parallaxes or whatever.
Oh, sick.
And when he started measuring it, he started to observe it in right hand.
Is that a sick thing that Estonia's done?
He wasn't Estonian, he was Baltic German.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people who are like historically in Estonia are Baltic Germans because they were under German rule for a long time.
Interesting.
And they were like way more upper-class people were Germans. I mean, they have like some sick, like one guy just walked from fucking Estonia to Latvia for like the long way.
What's the long way? They're right next to each other.
No, but like not through the border, like all the way from like. Let me actually look it up.
This seems to be working, by the way, which is good news. Okay, what was I gonna say? Wasn't there something where I was going to talk about this, and I was like, I'll talk about that in a second.
One bit music.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's not really that much to talk about, but basically, one bit is a little bit of a it's a weird naming convention because it's not talking about the same data as 8-bit is. Do you know what I mean? Like the 1 bit is not the same. So by the definition that they call 1-bit music 1 bit, 8-bit music would technically be 4-bit because it's about the number of variables of the waveform, whereas 8-bit music is about the actual hardware processing. So 1-bit music is limited by the software on early computers like the ZX Spectrum.
Yeah.
By the way, I looked up ZX Spectrums. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You can just buy a ZX Spectrum for like just over £100.
Also, basically, my point was a lot of people who were historically in Estonia were from Latvia, were ethnically Germans or ethnically Russians or whatever.
I see.
Yeah, because Estonia has been colonized for its entire history, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is all not white.
Yeah, so it's not white.
Literally, Estonia has never had a colony or been associated to an empire because it's just been colonized.
We did it. We have. Installation is complete.
Now it's setting up the user, which was the point of the system.
No, that's not what bricked my system.
It was the first time.
It wasn't. The system wasn't bricked.
Oh.
It just wouldn't start X.
Oh.
And so then I tried to the thing that bricked it is when I tried to reinstall Alpine from scratch, and I hadn't wiped the drive properly or the partitions properly, and it got confused, I think.
Yeah.
This is the bit where I think I need to look a bit of a tutorial up.
Yeah.
Because it's the golem.
In Estonia, they call like some type of like AI script, which is like a historical Estonian golem.
That's fucking sick.
It's so sick. I told you about this before.
You have.
Because it's sick.
Are you just jogging my memory?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hold my phone?
I can hold your phone. Oh, does the phone do the thing where it goes upside down, the video, or does it autocorrect it?
It doesn't autocorrect it.
It might have been upside down for a few parts of the vlog.
Fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're gonna edit this properly.
Are we?
I'm gonna go just skim through it. So if it's upside, who fucking cares if it's upside down? To be honest,
True,
this is a podcast, so let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I need to do on a fresh minimal Linux install? APK add. I'm gonna need Vim. What else am I gonna need? Do you know what? Let's just look at it.
I'm just playing RuneScape. Here's RuneScape. Hopefully the email gets blurred out by a low resolution. Because that would be silly if it didn't. Because you can brute force RuneScape attack if you know someone's email. Which is very silly on RuneScape's part, but you know.
Remember when MPV was broken on my computer?
I do remember that. Did it unbreak itself?
I know, I fixed it.
Yeah.
It's because it was multiple things were broken at the same time. Otherwise, if any of those things if I had fixed any of the things, if I hadn't broken any of those things, it would have still been working just weirdly.
Yeah.
But because all three things were broken at the same time, it just wouldn't work. Oh, the first thing I need to do is APK update. retard moment.
I'm doing very inefficient Slayer on RuneScape right now. Because that's what I've been doing the whole time I've been here, pretty much. Or just fishing. I think I might just switch to Blister Wood, too. Because I feel like that would be more fun, but also, if I'm gonna do Slayer, I would rather do it when I have no pressure to focus on it, because Slayer fucking sucks.
APK update.
And people go like, wow, Slayer's the best skill. I'm just like entertaining towards them.
That's fine.
Yeah. And then people go like, wow, Slayer is such a good skill, because you train your other skills. But it's so fucking boring. It's the most boring shit in the whole fucking game. I hate Slayer. Anyway, I'm just gonna kill these guys for ages. Now I'm in the wrong spot. You don't want to be in the wrong spot, you want to be in the right spot where you can reach 4 guys. And in the wrong spot you can only reach 2, I think. Maybe not even 2, maybe just 1. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna click on things in RuneScape because that's what I do with my life.
Okay, APK is the package manager.
Also, the battery is getting low.
Yeah, that's why it's plugged in. But
Yeah.
how low is it? Can you
It's just red.
if you can swipe down from the top?
I don't think I can. Oh, I can. It's 14%.
We might have to stop recording and start again. APK add ST because minimal. ST kind of sucks, but it'll work.
Yeah. I wonder how many quests I have done at this point. 96. That's a good amount of quests.
It doesn't exist anymore, but it still worked last time.
And most of these quests are pretty easy or necessary. I don't really have anything that annoying left except like a night and journey, I guess.
Wait, should I set up a user first?
I'm fucking new.
Stuff? It doesn't matter if you install the stuff as root, right? As long as you don't start it for the first time as root.
I fucking know.
I think. And this is, okay, so Alpine uses BusyBox instead of core utils, so I think I need to remember, I need to get the BusyBox stuff up because there's subtle differences between how they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for example, the command to add a user is add user instead of user add. They work basically the same, but there's some differences. Like, core utils has something called user mod, which doesn't exist in BusyBox because BusyBox is minimal, aka barely functional. But don't worry, it's a good idea, I swear.
Yeah. I have a few quests that other people think are annoying, but I don't think they're annoying. Like, people go like, oh, Rat Catchers is so bad, oh, Rag and Bone Man is so bad. But those are relatively unannoying quests compared to other quests, in my opinion. They're not particularly annoying as far as quests go. But yeah, I'm just fucking doing the most brain-dead, boring, pointless part of the game. I click on a guy and then the guy dies until I get small token rewards from it. I mean, they add up over time, but it's still silly. I shouldn't be picking up dashes because they're not worth picking up at this stage of the game. I mean, they are worth picking up, but I wouldn't compromise trip length.
Okay, we now have a non-root account.
This video is going to be like 4 hours long.
This is the ultimate video that's us in the same place. Of course it's going to be 4 hours long. Okay.
I actually wonder how long this video is going to be.
I'm curious as well. I don't think it's going to be quite 4 hours.
I think it's like 2.5 hours or something, maybe more.
I don't think I need to do these things. I think that stuff is just... Okay, let's... should I bother installing XFCE just to test if it works, or should I just go straight for BSPWM plus?
I mean, I know how to use BSPWM too. You know.
Oh, but all my config files and stuff are on the internet in my GitHub, so I need to have some way to access the internet to go to my GitHub to copy.
Can't you config files in BSPWM?
What?
Can't you config copy paste them in BSPWM?
I can.
Why not just do that then?
So I should just put them onto here and then...
I mean, you can just install PSPWM and then do the
No,
config.
it won't start unless I
Won't
have
it?
the help. Well, I need to copy my XNLC because I don't remember
Oh,
the steps that I
okay.
did to get that stuff working and
Okay.
a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, I could do it all headless.
Yeah.
Or I could just do it. I could install XFC and then just
Yeah.
uninstall it once I'm done.
I mean, that seems like a decent idea.
I think it's a good idea to just make sure it's all working
Yeah.
first, and then I can uninstall all the bloat and switch to BSPWM. So APK add XFC4. What? Oh, I need to do. Super user.
No, super user, that's like a user, but super. What did you think of that one?
That was funny.
Yeah.
It was great.
Also, I think I figured out why the internet doesn't work on my ThinkPad.
Oh.
I think the likely issue is that the Wi-Fi card has trouble picking up the Wi-Fi through the wall.
I see.
Because when I was in the kitchen, it was just working perfectly.
Fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's like a connection issue that the Wi-Fi card just can't connect sometimes through the wall. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my hypothesis right now, for why it's uniquely not working.
Sometimes the internet goes down on my Mac, but I think it's an overheating problem because it seems to only go down when I'm doing intensive work.
Like the ThinkPad worked perfectly in the kitchen tonight.
I see.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna go to the kitchen to game because the kitchen is cold.
The kitchen is cold.
Yeah.
Okay, now we reboot once again. Oh, I need to be super user to reboot. Okay, reboot one more time. Then I can hopefully sign in as the non-root user account and just run StartX, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually did all the steps because I kind of just skimmed through the video.
Yeah.
But if not, I can fix it.
Also, can you hold the thing because I want to...
Sure.
Yeah.
How low is the battery? 12%. I mean, we should be fine.
Yeah, it's slowly dipping.
I'm going to turn the screen brightness all the way down.
Okay.
Just to be extra. Yeah, I think I should install XFC4 so that because I know it's going to work, and then I can just to check if I've actually done everything right.
Yeah.
StartX. No. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? What? It didn't work again.
Oh, no.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, it didn't work. Oh, for fuck's sake, what did I do wrong? What the fuck did I do wrong? I don't understand.
Where? Can I talk about something completely unrelated?
Please do.
I saw this post. The video is still connected upside down at some point now.
What the fuck? I don't understand. What did I do wrong? Is it because I just installed that stuff as root? But how the fuck else are you supposed to install software?
I don't know. I think you have to sudo.
There's no sudo installed. I need to install sudo, and I'm worried that if I even install sudo, if it will even work without being root.
Yeah.
Because I would install it. I mean, no, it must, right?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, what did I do wrong? I don't understand.
Anyway, this is the problem I have with women. I saw this post that said, thinking about this one time I sent a joke to someone here with Anon, and she responded saying it was funny and that she would have sent nudes if it wasn't anonymous. Maybe she was just saying that because it was an Anon, and the response would have been different if I sent it with my name attached. Why are women such failed whores?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like the woman was like, hey, I want to be a whore, but not, things aren't immediately conducive to me being a whore, so I can't even be a whore. It's like, you don't even have to try that hard. If your goal is to be a whore, then why not just fucking do it well? This is my problem with women. I think this is a problem with, like, fucking forms of lesbians. I made a cat throwing up sound because I had to say the word lesbians. Am I funny? No, thank you.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
What's wrong?
It's this fucking error message is not
Yeah.
giving me any information.
Maybe you should not use Alpine Linux.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
That was a joke.
Okay.
I obviously made a simple mistake, like a newbie mistake again.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure what it is. Who needs privilege separation? Okay, well, look, we have it working. Yay! It's not actually working.
Yeah, it's just a black screen.
It works, but it only works when I run it as root.
Yeah. It's so fucking
this is what I'm saying, is I've installed Alpine Linux, and here it is, right, ish. Oh, it crashed, I think. I think it crashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the installation that I have a problem with, it's the post-installation stuff.
I mean, yeah, but installation isn't like many steps.
I think I literally am just fucking basic shit up, and I don't really know why. Oh, it didn't crash, it's just extremely laggy. Why is it so laggy?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
You know what I fucking hate?
What do you hate?
People who go like, oh, games should be faster so I can quit earlier. I think those people ruin games for everyone because it's like, oh, I just want to quit this game as fast as possible. Please make it easy, and then they don't even play the game.
I really highly doubt this is in the packages. Yeah, I didn't think so.
What's happening?
APK add. I'm just going to run htop just so I can run htop. But I need to install htop. But I was like, what if I run bpytop because it looks better? And then I was like, there's no way bpytop's in the fucking packages.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. Look at how minimal it is.
Wow, it's so minimal. Doing your Vampire Survivors update, I want to.
If anyone knows what I did wrong, I mean, I guess I'm just going to end this video because we've been recording for 40 minutes. This is the satisfying ending of me unsuccessfully. I mean, I successfully installed Linux. I unsuccessfully installed a desktop, but the Linux installed fine. Alpine's actually really easy to install. You don't even have to know what you're doing. Like you don't even have to follow a tutorial. You just answer the questions, and there's lots of. If you don't understand a question, you press question mark, and it will tell you what the question means.
Yeah.
So that's all fine. It's just that I'm doing really obvious fuck ups with X, which is, by the way, I also made the same mistake with NetBSD, and I don't remember how I fixed it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I never fixed it. So this is the satisfying ending of Gremlin mode. That's what this video is called, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's parenthesis or something, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah, we'll just call it Gremlin mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember the parenthesis.
Yeah?
But we didn't go for it.
We didn't go for it?
Okay,
no parenthesis.
Yeah. It's gonna be in the thumbnail too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now hold on, let me APK add.
Should I make a thumbnail for Gremlin mode?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna make the thumbnail for Gremlin mode too.
We have pfetch now.
Yeah, that would be satisfying ending, making a thumbnail.
Yes, look. Here I am. Root at Hidamari Alpine Linux. Boom. Boom, 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 boom,
Should
boom.
you record me making a thumbnail?
Should I?
Yeah, because I think that would be a satisfying ending.
Okay.
in lieu of another more satisfying one.
This is almost satisfying.
This is close to being satisfying.
This is a 40-minute long video at the end where I make kefir and install Linux.
That's true, but you didn't.
And you go on one of your classic misogynistic rants.
Yeah, my classic. I should get an image of a forest, I think, as a background.
A forest?
Yeah, a forest. Let's search forest in Estonian and look at the images that come up.
How much do you want to bet it's that image of the Estonian flag with the forest and the sea?
It's just normal forest.
It's not? Okay.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
That's a classic image.
That is a classic image. I like this. I like this image. What are you feeling?
Your hand.
Oh, wow. Okay, so save image as. Save.
Oh, we're on like a really, really low battery.
Oh, how low battery again?
7%.
That lost through the thumbnail. Now my screen fucked up for some reason. Whatever.
I get anxious when my battery is this low.
What? Oh yeah, because you have a tiny battery, while I have a huge battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some batteries in everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your phone barely functions.
It functions. Sometimes. As long as you don't have to use the middle fucking
The
thing.
middle of the screen. As long as you have to use the middle of the screen where it doesn't know.
Yeah. It works as long as you avoid that.
So 1-bit music.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Unlike, so the thing about chiptune, 8-bit music.
Let's search for pictures of gremlins. Yeah, we did John Landis gremlins.
What?
Did John Landis make gremlins too?
I think John Landis made Gremlins too.
So let's search for gremlins too.
I think John Landis made Gremlins too. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2, The New Batch, by the way, is the full title.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this image.
Joe Dante made Gremlins too.
Oh. What did John Landis make then?
John Landis made Marley and Me.
Oh.
I know for that. And he made Blues Brothers 2000. And he made Coming to America, American Werewolf in London, Trading Places. He actually made a whole bunch of like classics.
Yeah.
Classic blockbuster-like comedies for mostly children.
What do you think of this face? It's so brutal.
I think that's a good base to start. Have you ever seen Gremlins?
I have not.
Neither have I. Kentucky Fried Movie, Animal House, Blues Brothers, American Werewolf in London, Trading Places, Twilight Zone the movie, Into the Night, Spies Like Us, Clue, Three Amigos, Amazon Women on the Moon, Coming to America, Oscar, Innocent Blood, Beverly Hills Cop 3, The Stupids, with a cameo from Max Landis.
Oh.
There's a cameo from Max Landis as a child in The Stupids. Blues Brothers 2000, Susan's Plan, The Lost World, Burke and Hare, some guy who kills people, and apparently a movie called I Hate Kids. I don't know what that is. Oh, no, he didn't direct that. He was just executive producer. Burke and Hare was his last movie in 2010.
Yeah, this kind of goes hard. I want to claim him to go harder. So I'm going to duplicate it.
Oh yeah, and there was a horrific accident on the set of one of his movies. You know that?
I do not.
It's kind of fucked. So there was like a helicopter crash in like one of the stunts, and it killed like some people.
Yeah.
And like John Landis in the studio like did some sketchy shit to try and avoid culpability for it. That looks kind of sick.
Oh, Chris should say it looks even sicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and tell put text all over it to make it schizo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on 5%. I can't deal with this. I'm gonna have to end the video.
No, we don't have to end the video. We can keep going. I'll finish the thumbnail.
The video will corrupt if the battery runs out before it finishes.
Okay, you'll just see the thumbnail.
Yeah, you'll see the thumbnail when it's done.
Yeah.
By the way, this is just how we are. We just have two separate conversations at each other. Like that's just how it is. Okay.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
It's not always true.
It's mostly true.
Okay, thanks for Gremlins.